sis, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about my Botox experience. If you don't know, I recently got Botox back in December. It's now mid-February, so I've had it for like about almost 2 months, and I wanted to talk to y'all a little bit about my experience, what that looked like, and then answer a couple of questions that I got both on IG from my stories as well as from a video that I did on TikTok. And today I'm gonna also be doing my makeup, so we're gonna be getting ready together. I thought I'd kill two birds with one stone. So if you also have any questions about any of the products that I'm using, let me know in the comments, and I got you. We don't gatekeep over here. Anyway, let's get into it. And before we even start, I just want to say this entire look, I didn't even use foundation, concealer, and contour, blush. Sometimes it's all you need. Anyway, let's get into it. So first things first, what even is Botox? To my understanding, because I'm not a injector, I'm gonna just tell you what my injector told me. So Botox is basically a neurotoxin. And what that means is it's injected to the muscles in your face, and it basically paralyzes the muscles in your face to prevent you from making certain expressions. So all in all, it's considered a preventative measure because over time, making the same facial expressions is going to cause like, those wrinkles to come, those wrinkles to stay. And so using Botox prevents you from making those certain facial expressions. Now, it wasn't until recently that I learned that there's different types of brands of Botox. There's so many different brands of Botox. The brand that I got, let me see. The brand that I got is Javu, I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but I'll put it on the screen. It's Javu, I don't know. That's what I got. That's what my injector said that she ended up using. Now, since we're here, I feel like it's important for me to tell you what Botox is not, because I'm not gonna lie. Between me and my man, I don't think that at some point either of us actually knew what it was. So Botox is not filler. The difference is if you want to change the structure of your face, maybe like filling out like your under eyes to like reduce like the dark circles or like the hollowness in your face, that's what filler is used for. So people get it in their under eyes, sometimes people get it in their nose, which is, I'm pretty sure it's pretty dangerous, but like if you want to do like if you consider like a rhinoplasty or a nose job, there's some injectors that will do it in your nose. It's just really, really dangerous to do it there. People get it in their chins, people get it in their jaw to define their jawline, people get it in their cheeks. Honestly, people get it all over. But Botox is not filler. Botox is just gonna smooth out your face and tighten your face and make you look like refreshed. Filler is gonna actually change the structure of your face. But I will say, Botox can change the structure of your face depending on where you get it. For instance, I got it in my masseters, so the muscles in my jaw, and it's known that once you get Botox in those areas, it can sometimes slim your jaw because you're not like, overusing those muscles. And oh, that's all I know. But I'm not gonna lie, when I told my man I was getting Botox, his immediate thought was freaking handsome Squidward, which when I think of handsome Squidward, I immediately think of fillers. That's more so the look that fillers can give. I have entertained the idea of filler in my chin. Let's get back to the Botox because that's what we're here for. I feel like it's also important for me to share how old I am. So I'm 29 right now. As I film this, it's February. It's actually February 15th. So this needs to go live February 16th. Anywho, when I got Botox, it was right before Christmas, so I was 28. I didn't have a whole lot of wrinkles, but I had one specific area in my face that I thought could use a little bit of love, a little bit of tightening. I have a couple of videos of what my face looked like in the beginning that I'll insert so that you can get a feel for where my wrinkles were before the Botox. And then I'll also do like videos showing you the progression over time after having Botox. Did it hurt? So I wouldn't say that I have a super high pain tolerance, but I would say that I have a pretty high pain tolerance. I've had tattoos. I'm not afraid of needles. And I would say when it came across my entire face, the part that hurt the most was my forehead. So the areas with the least fattiness to them, those were the areas that had a little bit of a spice to them. It wasn't to the point where I needed her to stop, but it would definitely kind of feeling. Outside of that, I got my majority of the Botox in my masseters. She was basically saying that area requires a lot more units of Botox for it to actually work. It didn't necessarily hurt, but it was just repetitive getting the needle placed in the same area more than the other parts. Oh, yes, that heartburn. That look at digestion. Ooh. All in all, it really wasn't painful, if I'm being honest. Now, how long did it take? It honestly didn't take long at all. I want to say majority of the time was me talking and asking her questions, and I'm not gonna lie, almost backing out, but really just asking questions and trying to decide if it was something that I really wanted to do. I was probably there for 35 minutes, and once I did make my mind up, it took maybe 5 minutes for her to do all the places that we talked about. So it's very quick and easy, and you can be in and out, so it doesn't take very long. Now, as far as aftercare, there isn't really downtime. The only thing is you just can't lay down. So apparently if you lay down, as your Botox is settling in, it can migrate. I didn't realize that was a thing. I thought that was only like the case with filler, but it can migrate. And so you don't want to lay down, and you also don't want to work out for 24 hours after you've had Botox, which that wasn't no problem for me. I didn't want to work out that day anyway. Now, I will say, when I first got Botox, well, when I first learned about Botox, I was thinking that it was going to be something that like, as soon as you leave out, as soon as you get out the chair, you were going to see a difference. No, I literally went in and left the same girl, which was very underwhelming, but it was kind of cool, like, tracking the progress and seeing little changes each day. One thing that I have noticed though, I feel like on days where my skin is really dry, now that my Botox has settled in, on days where my skin is really dry, I notice some of those areas being less tight. And then days where my skin, after I've done my skincare and my face is really hydrated, I feel like that's when I feel like the most snatched from my Botox. I don't know if anybody else has had that experience, but every day is slightly different, for me at least. What I was most afraid of was the frozen look. I was scared I wasn't gonna be able to make any facial expressions. And the best way to avoid that is to tell your injector that you want baby Botox. Any injector should know what that means when you say baby Botox, but it's just basically telling them not to go crazy with the amount of Botox that you use. So we honestly didn't do a lot. Like I said, the area in my face that had the most Botox was my masseter muscles, because it requires the most amount of Botox for you to really relax those muscles in your face. By the way, this is only my second time trying the Hourglass concealer. What is this? I forgot what it's called, but it's something Vanish concealer. It's so good, y'all. So freaking good. I usually use NARS concealer. I ain't gonna hold you, it's giving NARS a run for its money. And I like to apply it with this little brush. Back to the Botox. Now the cost. Botox is not cheap, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. If you don't have disposable income, I don't even know why you be thinking about getting Botox. Let's be for real. But this is what I feel like every med spa, every state, everywhere you go is going to be a little different and charged differently. But the place I went to, which is in Restore, what is Rachel place called? I don't know. I'm getting on up there. Let me stop. Rejuvenate Hydration. I'm pretty sure. Restore and Rejuvenate Hydration. They're based in Durham, North Carolina. Where I went to, I'll give you the price breakdown for what I got. So she charges, Rachel, who's the owner of the med spa, she charges $13 per unit. But on your first time, she charges $11 per unit. And then at the time, she was running a special. I can't remember exactly what it was, but she was running a special. So in total, I spent around $800 on 96 units, I think. Let me see. What's 96 times 13? No, 96 times 11. Yes. So it normally would have been like $1,056, but I spent $800 on everything, and I got 96 units. So that's another thing, like Botox not being cheap. Definitely find a spa that runs specials every now and then. So like when those holidays come up, hit them up, join their email marketing list so that you know when the deals are coming. And I'll give you the breakdown as far as the areas of my face that I got. So I have it written down right here. 10 in my chin, 12 in between my brows, across my forehead in general I got 14, and then I got 30 in each one of like my masseter muscles. Another question that I've been getting a lot is how long does it last? And a lot of people will just say 4 months, but in reality, it really just depends on like what your metabolic rate is. So if you have a fast metabolism, it's gonna break down the Botox a lot faster than someone with a slower metabolism. And when they say 4 months, I don't know if that's tied to like the average metabolism, but sometimes when it comes to your first time getting Botox, your body might break it down a lot faster. So it may not actually last that 4 months. So that's something to consider. Because again, $800 to $1,000 every 4 months for some people is a lot. And I know for me, I probably won't be going back right at that 4 month mark. I'm probably gonna wait right before my wedding to go get it touched up. And I'm getting married September 1st. So I probably will go maybe like end of July to give myself 4 to 6 weeks for it to like to the peak snatched. You know what I mean? Because I would say that it took me maybe 3.5 weeks to really see like full results of the Botox. A question that nobody asked me that I had was like, if anyone had a reaction or bad reaction to it. I didn't have any reaction. I'm pretty sure sometimes some people can have little breakouts maybe in the area that they got Botox. That wasn't the case for me. I will say, as far as the Botox, it was settling in really slowly in certain areas. So when I mention Botox paralyzing certain parts of your face, it was slowly paralyzing certain parts of my face. Like the chin, there was a situation where like, there was a moment where my chin was making a chin boob. When I would make certain faces, like my kissy face, you can still see it, this like little pocket in my chin. I don't remember it being there before, but it was really intense at first. And I think it was just the muscle trying to contract, but also not being able to. So I wasn't able to fully scrunch my chin like I normally would. So that's something to also consider as it settles in. Certain areas are gonna be like slower to slowing down muscle function, I guess that's the best way to put it. But I luckily have my injector on speed dial. So I texted her, I sent her a video. I was like, girl, I got a chin boob, what's going on? And she was basically just like, relax, just let it settle in. I think like, my injector in general, like, she made me feel so comfortable that I didn't go into it afraid, or as things were happening, I didn't have a lot of concerns because I knew I really trusted her. I also say that my injector is black and her med spa is, she's black, so the med spa is black owned, and that was something that was important to me. She also mentions that she does everything that she's done at her spa, or she does at her spa, she's done on herself, which I really like. Don't do something for me that you wouldn't do for yourself. So she's tried it all. I just be yapping y'all, so I don't even remember if I answered this question throughout my yap. But someone asked how often you have to get it touched up. Again, like I said, I think I said this earlier, but it really depends on your metabolism. Some people go every 4 months. Some people might go once a year. Some people might go every 8 months. I think that I'm gonna be one of those maybe twice a year people. Especially after the wedding, I'm gonna have to reevaluate like, if I feel like it's something I want to keep up. I definitely think it's worth it, but I want to spend my money on other things like a bag or so. I don't know if it's something that I'll routinely do, but I'll probably do it every once in a while. So maybe every 6 to 8 months, I can see myself doing that. I don't know. I just wish, I think my only hang up with Botox is that I wish it was permanent, or a more long-term solution rather than short-term. One thing I really enjoyed about my experience was being able to go with my mom. She did not hold my hand, which I thought she might would have held my hand. But anyway, my mom went with me, and because it was something that she was also considering. She ended up not doing it that day, but it's something that she is considering. She also doesn't have a lot of wrinkles, but she just wanted to witness what the process looked like, with what my reaction was as far as like pain wise, and then ask a few questions of her own. Now, the only other thing I will say is I feel like anytime you do some type of like aesthetics procedure and it goes well and you like it, you run the risk, I guess you could say, of wanting to continue to try new things or finding new tweaks in your body and things like that. This is not my first aesthetic procedure that I ever had. When I was in college, I had a procedure on my toes. My toes were fucked, y'all, and they were really, really painful. I had really bad corns from when I was younger and like playing softball, and I wasn't wearing the right size shoes, but my toes were fucked. I ended up having to have the 3 toes in the middle of both of my feet broken and then rods placed in them. And long story short, that was my first procedure that I ever had to improve the look of something. Even though that procedure had a lot of downtime, I had 2 boots. I had the surgery done in New York, and then I had to fly back home right after the surgery. And like, when you fly after procedures like that, you run the risk of like swelling. And when it comes to like feet, you got to be careful. So that was one of those procedures that was really dangerous. One, I had to go under anesthesia, and to this day I'm worried that like that could impact like health of my toes and my feet, like in the long run. Like, I have the biggest fear of like getting older and then having to get my toes amputated for whatever reason. They're fine now, they look way better than they did, but I do wonder if it was like an unnecessary procedure that like in the long run I might regret. So anyway, I say all that to say that having a procedure like that made me interested in like tweaking other little things. There are a few other procedures that I would consider doing. I know that after I have kids, I probably want to get my boobs done and potentially a mommy makeover, depending on how many kids I have. This is just my truth. I'm gonna just tell it like it is. You ain't gotta do it, but I'll tell you what I would do. And I might do that depending on how I snatch back. Excuse me, I'm recording. My child done came in here. I guess you wanted to say hey. Here come the other one. Come here, Milo, say hey. A little cameo from the chair. Now go on out. Head on out. Follow him. Thank you. Anywho, I don't know where we were. Now, another question that someone asked is like, what age people should start getting Botox? There is no age where I feel like you need to start, but I feel like for it to be most effective, it's before you start having permanent wrinkles. So it just depends. Now, y'all know for my people, black don't really crack. At least it doesn't completely crack. It might wither, but black don't crack. So I don't feel like you really have to do it super young. I honestly could have waited till my 30s to do it. I do have some friends that maybe were less than 25 when they tried it, but I know for me, I really just did not need Botox then. Let's be real. I didn't need it now, but I definitely think that if you're worried about certain wrinkles, like, it just depends on how your forehead, your crow's feet, different parts of your face has begun to age over time. So you really just gotta gauge whether or not like you have a lot of wrinkles. I think today is just gonna be a mascara day, so we're not gonna go with lashes. That pretty much sums it up, y'all. I am gonna show a couple of clips of me getting, dang, I cannot get this little plastic off the mirror. I'm gonna show y'all a couple of clips of my actual Botox experience. You might hear my mom in the back. It's so funny because I told her, you come in here to watch and be a fly on the wall. She asking questions and all up in my appointment. But that's a mom for you. But I'm gonna show y'all exactly what my experience was, and you'll be able to see how Rachel, my injector, was able to talk me through everything. And you could definitely tell that we hit it off, because that's my girl. she honestly, I'll text her here and they're like, hey, here's an update on my Botox and everything. She made it super easy and seamless, and she has my trust. She could probably get me to do anything at this point. So I'm gonna run the clip now. I just didn't pull the tag off.
On candy camera. I'm the queen of sitting back.
Oh Lord.
Especially if it serves its purpose.
Okay, so where are we doing this today?
So, let me see. I had took some notes too from when you were here.
It's good lighting in here. Because I don't have much in my forehead.
You don't need much at all. So, I'm just gonna remind you that yours is literally baby Botox. Because you're not gonna require a lot at all. I hate saying need because nobody needs this. It's all an enhancement.
Okay.
So, I know, let me see, we had talked. That's why I said you should just do the 12 days of Christmas. I wouldn't get any outside of that. So, first time people get Botox, you always plan for minimum 30. I always tell people max. For you, we don't talk about the max because you're not nowhere near the max.
I wish I would have. Come back for this.
The masseter?
I think this is, I can't sleep good now.
No, masseter, so I'm going to be honest with you. If you chose to get Botox anywhere for
That's
where it can really benefit you,
us.
I would tell you masseter.
Yeah.
That's what I would tell you.
You also slims this? No.
You're going to get double benefit because you have to dose it at a high dose. Mm-hmm. So it's going to relax that
like, can you feel it here?
So when you bite down, you feel that when you bite down? Relax. Bite. That's your masseter muscle right here. Mm-hmm. So you have a strong one.
Oh, I know.
Cause it be beat. Yeah. So when you bite down, you have your that's your masseter.
Oh. Yeah.
And so you just have to inject it into it. So these are like the facial tests that you'll do to show you everything. So yours is baby Botox. If you're looking in that mirror right now with no reaction, do you see a line or a wrinkle? Nothing. So you're literally getting something called baby Botox because yours is just for, you're going to get the benefits of Botox, but it's not because you just need to smooth anything out.
Mm-hmm.
So now when you look at me, so you're going to do, when I say look surprised, you want to create lines as surprised as you can. Yep. And then
Good, get it to me so we can post it.
Yeah, so you can get it back. And then scrunch your face up like this. Perfect. Alright, now you're going to do it again. So look in the mirror while you do it and look up. Like, look, you see that? So this is literally all you have, okay? That's all you have. So you would just get preventative Botox, which would just be this. And that is just to keep everything smooth. Mm-hmm. Now this is your frontalis. If I treat this, then I have to treat your procerus muscle, which is right here, because that is what helps all of this. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that is minimum. Now when you scrunch your face up like that, you see this? Mm-hmm. For somebody like you to smooth all that out, especially since you apply makeup, you would treat bunny lines with a small dose, and then you have an option to get rid of this, your butthole. And
that's what we call it.
My booty. I remember you saying that.
It's crazy.
When you came in here and said that last week, I was like, yeah, I gotta throw it back at her because you threw me off when you said it. I'm like, you know what? I was looking at that thing like, dang. So so when you form that, you see? So that's why I said this whole triangle, this is your glabellar. You would treat that at 3 injection points. Okay, that's very preventative. When you smile, those lines are very petty. I would not touch them.
Yeah,
I wouldn't touch that.
I think I want to go ahead and do the masseter too.
You sure?
Yeah. This is my Christmas gift to myself.
So that's what you'll do. But I'll tell you what you'll fall in love with. You'll like this. You're going to like it because it's going to smooth it out, but you're going to love that the most.
I think so too.
You're going to love it the most because you deal with TMJ. If you didn't deal with TMJ and you was only wanting it for the slimming effect, then I say it's something you can live without. But because you have TMJ, you'll love masseter Talks.
My dentist mentioned it too. an option.
And so I'm gonna tell you the good thing about masseter Botox. So Botox in general, you'll touch up every 4 months. That'll probably take you 6 months.
Okay, good.
So it's gonna take you longer. And I always tell clients the only reason why I don't schedule you back for it is because you need to learn your anatomy. So as you start to feel it wearing off, that's when you'll come back and you'll know.
Okay. You know you need to throw this wig off the side.
No, it's not. You keep it right there.
Can I work out after this?
No, not today.
That's
You
fine.
can tomorrow. And
That's
when
fine.
you're in the
gotta tell me.
and so after this, you're also not going to the only thing that I really care about. I'm not strict with nothing else. You cannot lay down for 4 hours after this, because when people go and you lay flat, you cause migration with Botox. You may be lucky and you may migrate it up and nothing happens, but you may be that rare few that lay down and take a nap and migrate it down, and that's how people get something called ptosis. You be looking like this, not able to lift your eye. So for 4 hours, no laying down, no naps. That's the only thing I care about.
What about eating?
She can eat. You can be completely normal.
That's the
with
only
it.
thing she care about.
Yeah, so the good thing is it's masseter tox, but she can still you can still eat. You can be normal, very normal. So I'm going to get you to bite down again. And so you have a good strong muscle, so that's good. Relax and bite down. And so you can look at that. You'll get 3 injection points in that.
Big, strong, burly muscle.
And then bite down. Relax. Bite.
Let me put this on Do Not Disturb. Leave me alone.
And then scrunch your face up. Yeah. I'm gonna trade all of this. And then this is just preventative. I just want you to get the benefit. Where you are. Yes, let's see.
I hope it clear up these bumps.
So, how was your hydrofacial?
Oh, it went really well. But the thing is, I got my face threaded afterwards.
You got it what?
Threaded.
You like that? That is the weirdest feeling.
It's not that I like it. I just waxing. Ever since I was on Accutane, my skin is thinner.
Yeah, that's. But how long have you been off Accutane?
Years.
And it's still thinner?
I haven't gone back in a minute because every time I would go get my brows done, it would be like that burn. You know that burn that scabs up and goes away after 2 days?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, from waxing. Well, that happened. So me personally, I cannot do threading. But it's even with things I eat. Like I'm like a texture, feel type, scratch your hands on the chalkboard person. So anything that's like cringing to me, I just cannot do it. And that's how I feel about threading.
Should I lay down?
You can relax. I'm just drawing up everything. With so when you do masseter tox, you have to use a certain needle because it needs to reach your muscle. So this is the thing about masseter tox. This is why people run into complications, because you go to injectors and they rush and don't do it. Masseter Botox is an anatomy thing, so it has to it needs to be injected into that muscle.
Okay.
So I just use a different syringe for it just to make sure we are appropriately getting that muscle. And so it doesn't hurt. It just feels weird. I always tell people it's just a weird little...
How many times you gonna poke me?
And your masseter? 3.
Can I use the bathroom first?
You can go do whatever you want to do. You gotta do whatever you want to do.
How long have you been doing this?
3 years. I love, I got into this for black women. I was interested in getting into it, and everywhere I went there was nobody who looked like us, and I was getting a lot of recommendations that I would do my own research online, and that I was finding out wasn't really good things for black women to get. And so that's what made me start learning more and getting into it, because it's so frustrating trying to get into something when there's literally nobody who looks like you or can relate or anything.
Have you done any to yourself?
Yeah, I have. Yes, ma'am. I have. So I get Botox. I've gotten lip fillers, microneedling. Everything that I provided here, I've tried.
So it was your stomach. Feel better?
That tea. I'm recording this. I blew it up. So do I put this on my face?
You lean your head back.
Okay.
And then this is the vibrator, so you can put it here. You can, yep, and it's just going to distract you. So I'll do your masseters first. They don't hurt. Remember, it just feels weird. So
Do I clench?
You're going to bite down hard and relax. And bite down hard one more time. Alright. Relax. And you're going to feel 3 pokes, okay? 1. Perfect. Easy peasy.
I felt it last one.
Easy peasy.
Is it over?
That's over.
Mama, please. Oh, my hand.
Hey, oh, yeah.
Why you not doing me like you used to?
You grown.
And bite down. And relax. And bite down one more time. Relax. Now you get 3 pokes. It's amazing because I can feel your muscle. So
You're a nerd.
I know, I love it. Girl, that's why I'm back in school now. I told myself, I'm not going back to school. But I'm in my last year. And then I'll be able to.
But you need somebody that's a nerd to do this.
Yeah.
To trust them.
Oh, I'm a big nerd.
Is Botox like embalming fluid?
No, it's
Why
not.
would you say that?
Good
You
question.
scared
No, but that's
me.
a good question because you feel you're putting something in your body. No, it's not. So it is a salt component, like it's a salt forming agent, and so it is not like embalming your body. But what I will tell you, what I love about Botox and filler as well is Botox is not a permanent jush. It wears off. So say she gets it and she's like, you know what, for whatever reason, I just don't want to do it no more. Once it wears off, you didn't do anything to yourself that you can't reverse. So, and even with filler, as long as people are using FDA approved filler, it's hyaluronic acid. Our bodies naturally produce that. So what happens when you put something in your body you naturally produce, through time, you're just going to metabolize it the natural, safe way. Relax. I'm just going to do your brow lift first so you can feel what it feels like. So you'll feel me thumping, and then I always pull taunt so it can be relaxing. Small poke, and that's all it's going to feel like. How was that? Don't think about it too much. See? Not bad, right?
Look, it's haunted pimples.
Yeah. You feel thumping, taunt, small poke. And you get a small poke up here. Not bad.
Don't do any forward.
No, I'm going to turn you that way. This will be the most uncomfortable one you get. Perfect.
I can feel it.
No? So that's good. Small poke. This is straighten those bunny lines, so.
I felt that one. That hurt.
And then now I'm going to go right into this posterior muscle. I'm going to turn you a tap it. And you're good. Poke right there. Perfect. And I'm going to give you a poke right here. And so I'm going to draw up a few more units because You're all done. Climbing up there unless she gets something.
Did it, y'all?
Now I want you to be able to see good under the light.
Huh?
I want you to be able to see good under the
So y'all, that's pretty much it for my Botox recap. Let me know if y'all have any other questions in the comments. I'll make sure to answer those there. This will probably be my last in-depth video of my Botox experience, unless y'all want maybe the 4-month update or the refresh update. Let me know, I can do that. But I did also post a reel and a short and TikTok video on my Botox experience as well. So if you want to check those out there, I'm pretty sure I covered all the same questions. I elaborated further here, but you can also still check it out. There's a lot of conversation going on in the comments that you might want to see. So check those out. And I think that's it, y'all. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much. And I will see y'all next time.